see, make sure we got this see, make sure we on here. I'm so brand new to this. That I was. Okay, so it looks like we're open here on it. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Down to you. Open here on it. Once, maybe twice. Let's see. Gypsy, down to you. Open here on it. Once, maybe twice. Let's see. Gypsy, down to you. Open here on it. Once, maybe twice. Let's see. Gypsy, down to you. Open here on it. Once, maybe twice. Let's see. Just a wish. Gypsy. Gypsy. Probably should have done my hair, but okay. You guys get to see my hair today. Maybe once, maybe twice. Strikes. Maybe once, maybe twice. Just a wish. Yes, maybe once, maybe twice. Okay, we got a couple seconds here. I promise my kids got perfect timing. They all coming home. All right, people. All right, all right. So I'm not one to be on here very long. Let me get my drink from my kids and we're gonna get started. Um that song that thank you, love. That song that you guys just listened to, it was called Gypsy by Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks, boy, she is when I'm looking to get into a certain vibe, I find myself resonating well with her, and particularly that song. But it's several songs by Fleetwood Mac. Of course, I kind of grew up on that, so that's another thing. So, yeah, today the reason why we're doing live is because there's some things that's been going on, and I've done some videos, and some of you guys have been asking me some really great questions, and I was just going to do a video, but then I saw my sister do her live, and I said, I've been set up to do live. I don't know why I hadn't done it, and I know some of you guys have been trying to get with me. Okay, thank you, babe. Hi, Val, Mark. I see you guys. Thanks for joining me today. We all together. Okay, so before I start taking questions and stuff, let me just, hey, Crystal. So let me just first kind of go into what made this video something that I'm doing today. It's because I got a call early this morning, pretty early this morning, and it was a dear sister, very dear sweetheart, was attacked by a woman who's a Christian. She was very rude, very threatening, and everything. And so she was telling me this story. And as she was telling me, immediately I knew that this woman was from the Pentecostal apostolic type of non-denominational type flow, because that's where I come from, and the kind of language that she was using is used all the time in that church circle. Okay, and I myself, it's amazing as you wake up, you get to a place where you look back and you like, oh, you get so ashamed of some of the things that you've done. It's like, how could I do that to people? How did I ever think that was okay or that was right? And we don't even realize how easy it is to be programmed by our society and our surroundings. We don't realize what's happening to us while we're in it. Okay. Later on, we get to a place and when we wake up, we're like, oh my goodness, what was going on with me at that time? Like, why on earth would I say or behave that way? Well, when it comes to Christianity, and this is where we're starting it today, when it comes to Christianity, when you're in it, you're always worried about somebody oppressing you, and Christianity is not that popular, and keep in mind though, it's like the first or second largest religion in the world. Okay. But we're taught like, okay, we're being oppressed, we're being pushed down, and our rights are being taken from us, and after a while they're going to take our Bibles, and they're going to take our ability to actually sit and worship and this, that, and other, and we need to get out there, we need to win souls to Christ. But the funny thing is, as you're in church for a while, and let me just say this, I was licensed and ordained for 16 years. I still have not given up my ordination or my license, and I don't know if I ever will, because there are some things that Christianity brought to me into my life that I don't plan to ever let go of. Okay. But nevertheless, we actually get out there and evangelize, and we bring people into Christianity, but then, and we tell them it's for the love of Christ, and then we immediately begin to lead them toward anything but that. Okay. And it's sad that all these different religions with the same baseline philosophy fight. They fight and they fight and they fight, and they confuse people. See, souls, people are real. People are what's important, not these religions. A lot of us got this loyalty to this religious belief or this doctrine that we carry, and we feel like if anything threatens this doctrine, we think we're defending God. Wow, like I said, I was there. I'm not talking about something that I didn't do myself. We think that we're defending God, and it's like, God don't need defending. He didn't put you here to kill and maim and disembody people and to just do anything in the name of religion, in the name of God, while telling them at the same time you need to serve our God. Then but if you don't, then you deserve to die, you deserve to go to hell, you deserve all these word curses, you should never be successful, you should be sick, you should be all these different things. I mean, come on. But we do this. And so there are some people who are just open. All they want is a closer relationship with the divine, with the Most High. They want to be reconnected with where they come from. Okay. Now my personal belief system is, and my whole life to me proves it, that there is a higher power. We are created beings. Okay. Now, but with that being said, how we get to it, who are we to ever tell a person that they can't get there this way and they can't get there that way, and to put them in a position to where they have to close off all these other avenues just to win our approval in any religion. And even for those of us that's not religious, for those who practice magic, for those who are witches and shamans, and generally, I will say this, the occult circle is a little bit more open and welcoming. You can generally find your soul team pretty easily. You know, people are not as judgmental to a degree, but even there's some infighting and people saying, you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way. And that's the thing. See, this is something that's programmed into the heart of people, where we feel like if something is different from how we are, and if you thinking different than how we think, and you're doing different than how we're doing, then one of us is right and one of us is wrong. And that's not always the case. It was this picture that was this meme that was circulating through Instagram and Facebook probably about a year ago, and it was a 6 or a 9 depending on your perspective. So it's a person standing here, and some of you might have saw this. It was a person standing here and a person standing here, and it was the 6, 9 on the ground. So from this perspective, this guy's saying it's a 6, and this one's saying it's a 9, and it's like, and neither one of y'all wrong. It's perspective. Perspective is everything. And we do a lot now. We do a lot. Most people are working a job, got a business, or working 2 jobs. They got family, they got social things that they have going on. But in all of that, we're still losing that connection, person to person connection. We're losing that that spark that makes everything worthwhile, that makes life worth living. It's like, we say I love you, but it's become more or less lip service, because something that Crystal Williams said, Oshun, she has a channel here on YouTube, and I love her teaching. She also has a group for serious occultists, serious people who are into esoteric knowledge, hermetics and energy and magic and all of that, called Witchy World. But anyway, one of the things that she brought out one day, she was talking about how most people's heart chakras are blocked. Most people. And that's unfortunate, And so we're saying love, but it's just lip service. Because honestly, we will sell out, people that we've been knowing forever for a few dollars, or just to be accepted by people we hadn't met but just a few months ago. But we just feel like having this person in our life is more important than honoring the people that's always been in our lives. We're living from damaged heart chakras. All of our chakras are out of alignment and different things like that. And here's the funny thing, like in my particular life, people approach me every day, and they ask me about, they consider me powerful or whatever, and they ask me about walking in this same vein that I walk in. Hey, Kendra, I hope that you can stay, Mark, but I know how that is. That is something. So they want to know how I got to this place by doing the work. I had to deal with my pain. I had to deal with my issues. Then I had to deal with my judgments. It's like, who am I to tell another person that this is the only way? I don't have that authority. And for that matter, when I look at how many mistakes I've made along the path, how many people I've hurt, how many people I've damaged, how often I have been wrong thinking that I was right. and trying to press that off on somebody else, it's like that will humble you. That will make you take a step back and say, okay, I need to chill out. I need to allow people the room and the freedom. I mean, the divine creator of all things gave us free will and doesn't take it back. The Most High don't take that back. You are a free agent. You are sovereign in your own life, right? So who are we as people to go against and try to supersede what the one that created all things will do and has done? Guys, I'm going to play my singing bowl because of the energy. I just want to get this energy right. This singing bowl, if you often have times where your energy is low or off or there's negativity, this actually works so quickly to pull the energy back into the right alignment. I love the sound and I love the feeling. So anyway, when it comes to having power, because that's the next thing, because here's the thing, I probably can do 1,000 of these videos and people are going to still come at you. If you're the person that's trying to awaken, ascend, be enlightened, be free, own your sovereignty, and we're going to talk about that today too. There's going to always be people coming against you. They're going to come against you, talking about you going to hell, talking about you deluded, you misguided, you know what I'm saying, trying to make you feel like you're crazy. Ain't no spirits talking to you. Ain't nothing going on in your household. You don't have no power. You can't manifest. And if you can just do all of that, then, because I even had a person tell me, I mean, I've had 5 or 6 people actually say to me, well, if you could do all that, why you can't come up with the lottery numbers? I haven't tried, because you know what? For you to get to a place where you walk in this certain power, you actually grow out of certain mentalities. It's like you can't harness a certain level of power with your mind, you know, on some low level vibrational stuff. Now that's one thing. There's another thing though. You might have right now, let's just say 25,000 people, and that's a really small amount. That's probably just in this state, in the state of Louisiana, wanting to win the lottery, wanting some kind of easy, free money, and everybody's sending energy toward this thing. And everybody who buys a lottery ticket ain't buying it because they just think, oh, you know, I'm just going to give this $1, $2, $5 away. You know, I don't have any hopes of winning. They want to win so badly. So you have all this energy being sent toward this thing. Who got time to compete for that when I can just better use my energy? And I mean, it's people who've been playing for 25 years and have never won. I can better use my energy to manifest my own business, to manifest more business for my business, to manifest new talents, to just manifest money, gifts by people. You know what I mean? So sometimes people are low vibrational. And so they are going to attack you. They're going to attack your beliefs. They're going to come with all of this stuff. Prove it. Show me. Show me. You're not here to prove to anyone that you're magical, that you're special, that you're awake, that you're ascending, that you're enlightened, that you're sovereign. You don't have to prove it to them. You don't have to justify your beliefs. You are on a journey. That means that as you go along, things are going to change, adjust, and everything else. And this journey takes a whole lifetime, and we don't have enough energy to sit around trying to convince other people of who we are and to respect our beliefs and our rights. So we have to be really grounded. And I hate I didn't bring my stone, because this is a perfect time to bring that stone up, which is aragonite. It's a beautiful stone, but it's really good. It connects to the Earth Star chakra, and it's really good for grounding. And a lot of you guys need to really do some grounding work, because you got to be like a tree, to bring up the Bible, planted beside the rivers of waters that bring forth its fruit in season. Plant it. Its leaf is not going to wither, you know, or fade or anything. It's going to stand and be nourished no matter what kind of season is going on, no matter what another person may be doing or what kind of opposition may come toward it. This tree is going to stand. Okay? You have to be like that about your journey. Exactly, Val. What's meant for you is for you. And I like what Kendra said. Kendra said that different people have different gifts. Crystal said, media and even food has distorted our heart chakra and causes the blocks on purpose to create a zombie effect. Oh my God, that's so powerful. I not very long ago, a few months ago, I did a video talking about this new reality, well, it's not new now, but reality TV and all of this kind of stuff that's programming us, that's dumbing us down, making us easier to control. That's a real thing. It's going on all the time, every day. And we have to get to a place where we believe again in our magic. You know, we were created with everything that we're going to need. You were created self-sufficient. You were created sovereign. Okay, now let me get into that, because I know some of you I've done readings for you, and we've talked quite extensively on social media, and I talk about sovereignty a lot, and I've not had a chance to really go into it. When I talk about sovereignty, sovereign means in control of all things at all times, independent of whatever else is going on around you. Okay, now understand this: your sovereignty does not supersede another person's sovereignty. Why even want that kind of power? That's not real power anyway, because it takes way too much energy trying to control other people. You will spend your whole life doing that and feeling frustrated, miserable, and like a failure at the end, because that's just like people who want to do spells to control people and this, that, and the other. It's like, if you started off using magic to control, magic to draw in love and all of this kind of stuff from a particular person. And one day I'm going to get into the love spells and my thoughts, just my thoughts, not my judgments on it. But if we started there, that's got to be maintenance in that way. Okay. But when you accept your sovereignty and you stand in your divinity, on my M-Rain page, I have divinity, sovereignty, infinity. And the reason why I use those words is because you have to stand in, embrace your divinity. You have all the power when it concerns over your life, not other people, but over your life. But that's all you need. Okay. Then you look at sovereignty. That's when you decide that you're not going to let what goes on around you affect you anymore. You're not going to allow yourself to be jerked around by whoever may decide they want to jerk you around. Okay, there's a scripture in the Bible, and I use the Bible because I have a lot of people who follow me who are still Christian, but they're curious, and they're undercover, you know what I mean, hiding out. Well, and that's sad all by itself, but I was there. I mean, I just very recently came out the closet myself because of everything that I built upon the faith. Okay. But anyway, when it concerns sovereignty and you having that power in your life and not being affected by what's going on around you, not letting other people play with you. There's a scripture in the Bible that says that, being like silly women tossed to and fro with the wind, any wind that come by. It's like you ain't got no root in you. So you easy to be controlled, manipulated, and swayed because you don't have any root. And so that's why when people be talking about you need to be grounded, this is what they're saying. Put some root in you. Root yourself into into the earth. Root yourself in this 3D dimension, and then you can go anywhere you want to go. You can grow as high as you want to go, grow as far as you want to go, whatever, but you got to have some roots. You don't want to be out there just, you know what I'm saying? You just up there, and then the wind blow you over here. You was heading that way. It's like, oh, I ain't gonna never get over there like this. You got to wait on the wind to hopefully blow you back over there. You don't want to do that. You want to be rooted, and you want to stretch your branches out in the direction you want them to go. You want to point yourself where you want to go. That's what sovereignty and divinity is. I'm creating this life that I want to live. I'm not going to ask you for your permission. Who are you to give it to me? Okay? You can't tell me what I should and should not be doing, really, because there's too many things that you probably should and should not be doing. We're on this journey together. It doesn't matter how much knowledge this one has and this one has and this one has. Nobody has all knowledge. And the reason why all knowledge is kept out of one single person is because, though, let me say this, all knowledge is in everybody, but it's not unlocked. So let me put that out there like that. But the reason why it takes us all to unlock it all, because too many of us would be so happy to climb out the bucket and just leave everybody else there to die. Too many people. Okay, we need one another. I need your experiences. You need my experiences. You know, every religion puts in this hierarchy. We got to have some ascended masters. We got to have pastors, preachers, bishops. We got to have the great prophets like Elijah Muhammad. We got to have all these different people. And these people are great. Please understand me. These people are great. But I don't want anything in between me and the source of all things. I don't want anyone telling me that I got to pass through them to get to the one that created me, the one who has a piece of itself inside of me. Okay, there's a God spark, a unique aspect inside of each of us. Why should you trust me to tell you how your God spark is supposed to be activated and used and this and this and that and control all that aspect of yours? Because I am not done doing my own. So we help one another. Not try to dominate and control one another. That's not sovereignty. So then the last part is infinity. Why infinity? Because you got to know by now, and you might not know, but you will know that this is not your first life. It's probably not going to be your last. You are a part of that which is eternal. It lives inside of you. Okay? So when you shed this body, when this avatar wears out, you move on. Okay? And as you grow and elevate in your understanding, as you seek out and bring this knowledge into yourself, these are lessons that will carry over to the next life and the next life and the next life. These are lessons that will cause you to be able to connect back to the divine and bring that into, or to the all, and bring that into every aspect of your life. Okay, Valerie said, that's why I don't understand those spells. I always just ask for the person I want. In a way, build them. It's worked for me thus far, right? You know, it's funny because now I believe that you are given energy, okay, to use. You're given abilities to create the life you want. But here's the thing, okay, because I wasn't going to do it, but I'm just going to touch this a little bit. When it comes to love spells, for instance, a lot of us are lonely. Some of us are in relationships, marriages, and everything else, got all kind of friends and a bunch of kids and grandkids, and we still lonely because we hadn't found a companion for our soul. We hadn't found that person who actually understands us, who makes us feel that we're not alone. Okay, so we're sitting there in the crowd of 1,000 people and we feel misunderstood, like nobody's really witnessing our life because they don't really know me. The only thing they want is what I bring to the table, or whatever the case may be with that. Okay, so you can get to a place where you say, well, I'm using my magic. I want to do a love spell. I want my ex back, or I want this guy. I want that guy and this guy. But generally, honestly, guys, it's not these, it's not really the person in front of you that you should be asking for. Because half the time we don't know what we need. We don't even really know what we want, you know, because we hadn't spent enough time with ourselves. Because see, if once you start spending enough time with yourself to know what you want, the loneliness and desperation would disappear, because you begin to see just how beautiful and how magnificent and magnanimous and just all these things you are. I mean, you are divine. You are a walking miracle. You are this amazing being. You don't have to be desperate for nothing. You ain't got to beg somebody to love you or be in your life, okay? So when it comes to love work, energy work toward love, what you want is to be in a position to where you can say, okay, I have set with myself and I know the things that I want, what kind of life I want. I ain't got to put a face on this person. So when I start working, burning my candles and working my energy to draw love into my life, I'm asking for the overall picture. I want him or her to respect me, to challenge me to grow, but not in a way that makes me feel dumb or makes me feel inadequate. I want someone who we can build a legacy and a life together that supersedes the length of time we'll occupy these bodies, where they'll be writing history books about us, if that's what you want. I want someone who we can build a family together, and he will be a great father or she will be a really great mother. I want someone where we can travel the world and we can do these things. This is what I want. And that's how you do your love magic. Because half the times, most of the people, I've never done a love spell. Okay. It's funny too, because when I was growing up, I have always attracted guys. Men love bow legs anyway. That's one thing. But men have always been extra attracted to me. I almost get killed every time I'm trying to get out of it. You sitting here talking about me working magic spells. I wouldn't do it. Be too scared he might kill me when it's over with. And not to mention, the only thing that they would talk about then was, I guess, the period blood and the food. That's disgusting. I don't want to deal with my own blood. I certainly ain't putting in no food. I'm too scared that I might accidentally end up eating some of it. No, thank you. Okay. But I do believe that just like you want to manifest money, you might want to manifest a house, you might want to manifest a car, you have every right to manifest the kind of love you want. Just let the face be unimportant. You could say, I would like him or her to be handsome or beautiful, and I like them to be, because at this moment you're creating this in your mind to manifest it into reality. But what I'm saying about let the face not be important, don't be putting no name on it. Oh, he got to be my ex-boyfriend. I ain't going to be happy unless I get him back. Half time that's ego. It's just ego. Or it's attachments. And a lot of times, some of you guys, you don't know how blessed you are to have been dumped or hurt or mistreated and pushed out the way by some of these people because they were in your way. They were in the way of your greatness. They didn't deserve your divinity. Okay? Hey, Goddess, I see Eternal Flame in the house. I'm so happy you here. Sierra here. Yes, I love you guys. So, anyway, so that's my take on love magic and that kind of thing. Now, let's talk about magic for a moment. People say, "Oh, you're doing magic, you're a witch, you're a warlock, you're a sorcerer or sorceress, you are on your way to hell." I didn't know it then, but the most powerful magic I've ever seen was in the church. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Prayers and chanting and affirmations, they're kind of all pretty much the same. Okay? People who, I was telling a sister today, in voodoo, and I don't know a lot about it, I'm still studying it. But I do know that they do, and I saw a post somewhere not too long ago, and I was like, that is so true. And I've been thinking about that, how similar it is. But I was watching a voodoo ritual one time, and they was dancing around the fire, and they was whipping their head and whipping their body and all of this kind of stuff. And in church, when people are trying to get filled with the Holy Ghost, sometimes the music get to playing, they get to whipping their head and whipping their body and blah, blah, blah. Then next thing you know, you got 10, 12, 50, or 100 people. I've been to some big churches where you got people passed out everywhere. They say they slain in the spirit. And, because in church, one of the most dangerous things, though, about Christianity and about church is that they call themselves wanting to close off the spirit world other than God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost, and that to them, it's just like, and everything else is the devil. When you do that, you disadvantage people. You put them in danger because now y'all whipping around, trying to get this spirit contact. And yeah, you getting filled with spirits. You know what? This is the thing that used to get me. I used to sit there, sometimes I preach, it'd be the same people at the altar every Sunday, laid out every Sunday. Nothing changed. Get up off the altar, go home and sleep with somebody's husband, sleep with somebody's wife, lying, cussing, fighting, stealing, and everything else. I'm like, how does that work? How does that work? Whereas, you kind of start thinking, it's like, Holy Spirit's supposed to be all this powerful. Now, and I'm not blaspheming. But we teach them that when the Holy Spirit come in, your whole life is going to change and blah, 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 blah. And then they jump up and buck and buck and buck. And then they go to speaking in tongues, yeah, type of thing. And then, but nothing really actually changes. Their life don't always actually improve. There are some who do. But now just think about this from a voodoo perspective. All of this whipping around, spirits are coming down because you are opening portals. And you are complicit, basically saying yes, because spirits coming into your body has to be by your permission. You are sovereign. Okay, you are divine. You are powerful. So here you go whipping around, and because you don't know what's all out there, because they don't teach you, you don't know what just come into you. Then all of a sudden, you can't get along with your husband, your wife, your kids is crazy, everything going wrong, you're losing your job and stuff like that because you have opened a portal to something that's not pleasant. It just want to be embodied again. You don't know what's in you. A past life, a past soul, somebody who passed who don't want to let go of this plane. You don't know if it's some negative, low feeding vibrational energy. You don't know if it's high energy. You don't know what it is because you ain't had no teaching. So, magic happens everywhere. Everybody on this planet, hear me good, hear me well, is doing magic all the time. And I don't know what's scarier, those who do it banefully, on purpose, willfully, and don't care. And anybody could be a victim at any time, or all the people that's doing it in ignorance, probably the ignorance. Because, I think about times when I had people I was into it with, and they walk past somehow, and I be giving them the eye like, I can't stand it. I just want to whoop her ass. Man, she don't know. I'm thinking this, like, I hate this. I want to. And then I'm feeling it. It's in my feelings. Tell me, how is that not law of attraction? Ain't that the same way we say you manifest money and everything else? Yes. Because, see, manifestation is working in everybody's life all the time, whether they want it to or not. Y'all got to excuse this nappy ponytail, okay? Manifestation always working. And so, you got people, you don't even know. You just ride past them, you got a nice car, and they like, look at, that she thinks she's something because she's driving that. Or you walk past somebody, you got on some nice clothes or whatever, and they just happen to stand there with their woman, and he like, look at this nigga, you think he this and that. All of that is always going on, always. And we have been disadvantaged so much because the teachings of spiritual matters have been taken from us, hidden from us, and demonized. Because they worried about what people would do having the knowledge. Look at what we've done without it. Just look at what we've done. Okay? So everybody's practicing magic. You've always done spells. You just didn't call it a spell. Some of you called it a prayer. Some of you called it an affirmation. Some of you called it a mantra. Some of you called it just thinking, or whatever the case might be. You've always done spells, baby. You've always moved energy. You've always been attracting according to your own vibration or the frequency that you're on. Okay? Now, let me see. I want to go back up and see if I missed any questions or anything before I go any further with this. Okay. So the thing with deities, because I definitely want to touch on that before, but definitely, guys, if y'all have questions, just pop them in there anytime. Every few minutes, I'm going to stop and check the super chat. So the thing we're working with deities, a lot of people have asked me, how do you find the energy that wants to work with you? And how do you know what energy to call upon? And the like. Now, in my case, I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Aphrodite Stone. I was like, I don't know, I can't remember, but a bunch of people was talking about this whole ancestor thing. And I'm like, okay, well, that'll probably be a pretty good place to start. It probably ain't going to work. But okay, we're gonna see. Very skeptical. I'm chief of skeptics. Okay. So I was like, I found her guided ancestor meditation. Did that meditation. I mean, it worked. Bam, immediately. My room literally felt crowded to a place where it was like my breathing changed. You could literally tell that my room was full of people. And I had a son that died when he was a month old. After my son that's alive, he would have been a baby boy, and he was there. My grandma, my mom. I got a lot of people on the other side of the veil. In fact, I'm the matron of the family now. Of my family, I got older sisters on my dad's side, and I got an older brother on my mom's side. But I'm basically the matron of the family. I'm a grandmother now. Grown kids, and so doing this meditation, immediately the spirit world just opened to me. Okay, so when I did that, I was like, okay, so this is real. And I was kind of keeping track of all of this stuff, because my intentions in the beginning, coming into this part of it, was not to be changed, or I wasn't looking for salvation. I thought I had salvation in Christ. Okay, I wasn't looking for anyone. I was looking to save my Christian family who was being deceived. So I'm all over here like, I'm finna to find this information. I'm gonna get this in. I'm gonna write this book. I'm finna to set it off, because they ain't gonna be taking my Christians out, my friends out of church, and they gonna end up going to hell. Because that's everything about it. It's that fear mentality, that fear factor. It's like, oh, I don't want to go to hell, and I don't want nobody I love to go to hell. And it keeps you hopping from leg to leg, leg to leg. It's like, it's just like no peace in it. They tell you, they promise you peace, but it's hard to find peace when you're always afraid you're on your way to hell. Okay. So then I did a meditation with Moonstone, me and my baby girl, and immediately a spirit came to me. And when I say came to me, that particular night, it was like a dark figure of a woman came and sat down on my bed. And I've watched enough scary movies and them different kind of thrillers and stuff to know that you don't go to screaming and telling everybody that you're seeing something, because whatever you're seeing is not, either somebody else not going to see it, or just, it's just probably not real. You're probably tripping, but it's there because you're looking at it. So I just turned over my bed, pulled my cover up like one of them little scared kids on TV like this, like I'm tripping. And by the time I wake up in the morning, and that's the thought I was in, and I felt it reach over and touch my head, and I went immediately to sleep, and had one of those dreams in which I was being downloaded into, talked to quite a lot. Now, at this point, she all she told me is, I'm the mother of the moon. It's like, well, what does that mean? So I had to go do research and this and this and that, and then it come up with a long line of deities associated with the moon. I'm like, oh, this is like, why is it so complicated? Okay. So, but I kept on moving along. And so then another night after meditating, I heard this in my spirit, purple. And I was like, okay, purple. So I put moon and purple and came up to Oya. How that happened, I don't know, but that's what happened. And so when I went to Oya and I read about it, sure enough, she is usually the mother of Scorpios. Okay, and I'm a Scorpio, full Scorpio. Got a lot of Scorpio in my chart, not just my sun. So I was like, okay, so I don't even know how I would reach out to this being. So now what? So I got this book, The Way of Ifa or something like, no, the Way of the Orisha or something like that, but the book in the room. And I started reading about Oya. I was Googling her and doing all these different articles and blogs and stuff like that, trying to find information on her. So one day I'm sitting at my altar and my bed is noisy. I really need to replace it, but we ain't gonna talk about it. So I'm sitting there still with my eyes closed, and then all of a sudden I heard the and could feel like somebody sat down beside me. I'm like, I just reached over and felt over there first. Then I kind of did like this. I'm like, see, this is that bull crap. I'm not ready for this stuff. Oh, this is too much for me. But I said, you know what? I done started it. I'm a daredevil. I'm going to complete it. And I sat there and I could feel her whispering in my ear. I could feel her, giving me knowledge and information. And that began to be the thing. And since that time, I've been contacted by several spirits. You know, I love Oya. She revealed herself to me as one of my ancestors. You know, she said I'm one of her children. So she is a part of my ancestry. That energy is a part of my ancestry. Um, and since then, you know, like I said, I've spoken to other energies. I've communed with other energies. Now, when I say that, guys, let's not get beside ourselves. When you're communing with an energy, though sometimes you can literally hear it, because you know, sometimes you literally feel like you're hearing it in your ear, but most of the time it's like this knowing, this stream, this extra stream of information that flows simultaneous to your own stream of information in your processing center, in your head, in your brain. It's almost as if all of a sudden, where it was just one person and one person's thoughts, like I was thinking about pizza, this and this and that, this is my stream of thought, another one enters in and starts having a conversation with you, giving you information that you didn't know. And then you have to later go and verify. You're like, wow, that was a real thing. Okay. Some people get into this walk and they just get freaking flaky. You can look at them and tell they are only probably about a half of a situation from being committed. They need help. Okay. And so they get out here and they try to teach you, you know, be careful of who you let just pour their energy into you. Everybody's energy is not worth having. Some of these people are in this walk because they are trying to hide away from all their pain and hide away from all their frustrations, and they've been so victimized. They'll reach and grab anything that will empower them, and then they want to try to tell you something about it, but they're speaking from still yet an unhealed, filthy container. I mean, I have to keep it real. Some of them are completely drugged out of their mind. The problem, see, I mean, people who do ayahuasca or whatever, marijuana, anything. I've smoked marijuana. I've ate it. I do more eating it than anything, but I had a prescription for it. Ooh, lucky me, right? So, all drugs, though, will change your perception. When you're just coming into this, the last thing you want is to be trying to figure out, is this crazy stuff that's happening because of the drug I took, or is this a real thing? You know, so when you get into on your spiritual journey, you want to stay sober. You want to stay clear. You want to make these contacts with you being of a sober mind, because there are going to be enough people who are going to try to make you doubt what you've seen, what you went through, and all of that kind of stuff. And you can't afford to be still questioning yourself. You know, now at this point in my life, me and everybody else that live in this household knows that it's a lot going on, because I mean, from the lights flickering to stuff moving that ain't got no business moving. I mean, sitting there moving where we all just like, it's like, did you see her? Yeah, I saw. We ain't gonna talk about it. We're just gonna act like it didn't happen type of stuff. So we all understand what's going on here. But in the beginning, you're going to be doubting yourself. Other people are going to make you doubt more, you know, so be sober in this thing. So anyway, getting back to connecting with energies. Sometimes, and one of the things that people say the most to do is, if you know how you are, like if you're the type of person, you're very energetic and outgoing and this and this and that, and you're all about empowerment and stuff like that, like a spirit or energy like Lilith would work well for you, especially if you're a woman. But Lilith also works with men. A lot of people say she's anti-man. She's not anti-man. She's pro-woman. And see, that's the difference. You can be pro something without being anti something. We have been programmed to think that, like, I'm pro-black, but I have a ton of white friends that I love, and they love me, and they have done some amazing things for me that no black person I have met yet ever has. And that's not to say that I put them above black people, because at the end of the day, when they draw a line in the sand, I can't forget the skin that I'm in, and I never will. So I am pro-black, but I'm not anti-white. You know, I'm for people. Okay. When it comes to spiritual freedoms, I'm for spiritual freedom. If you want to stay Christian, fine. But I'm pro knowledge. I'm pro truth. You know, I'm pro revelation. So I'll tell you what I know and that kind of thing. If you decide you want to stay in the church, who am I not to respect it? I'm going to respect your desire, because this is your life. Okay. So all of this stuff is kind of what I'm saying. We got to get these programs out of us. So when it comes to a daddy, you know, if you're out going like that, you can work with Lilith. If you need major change in your life, you can work with Oya. You're going to have to do research though, guys. You're not going to be able to just jump on a video and find your answer. Though you might find a video and they might mention an energy and it resonate with you. And what resonate mean is that when you hear it, you get this feeling like, yes, like something inside you. It's almost like a hand inside you reach out and grab a hold to that information like, that's right. I just know that's right. When you get those feelings, pay attention to them and move on them, act on them. Okay. Even if that first action is just to do more research, but that is the confirmation of your soul that this is something that you need to be doing. Now, hold on, it looked like I missed something. That's been calling to me. I've been seeing videos and songs about it everywhere. I'm not sure what I should do since I've just heard of her for the first time a couple months ago. If you feel like she's calling to you, likely she is. I'm telling you, probably she is. And what you do is, you know, if it's because you don't know much about her, get on some websites, Google her, talk to her when you sit down at your altar or when you're outside walking or just throughout the day. You could be cooking or whatever. Just say, Oya, if you're around, because if she's calling to you, that means she's already in your auric field, so to speak. She's already in your life. You can say, oh yeah, I feel that you're here, and so I want to open the portal and welcome you into my life so that we can have, you know, that we can do whatever it is that you've come into my awareness for us to do together. You know, sometimes energies will approach you because of who you are and the work that you have to do. And other times we have to approach them because of what they bring to the table. And that's what we are lacking in our life. And listen, guys, this is something that I will say. You don't want to just approach an energy because you want to manifest something or some state of being or just whatever. You want to also get the wisdom and the knowledge and the information and the healing from these beings. Okay. Hi, Nancy. I'm glad you're here. Very, very glad you're here. It's some really powerful people on here. Yes, Sierra, teach your babies to cover themselves too. Let me tell you guys about that, and then we'll get back to the daddies because that's important. I don't want to forget. Yes. Yes. Or yeah, yes. I love that energy. I love her. She's beautiful. Okay, so when it comes to your children, some of you have young children in the home, whether it's your children or grandchildren or whatever. You have young children in the home, and here's the thing. When you begin to walk this walk, and it's not that it's not possible before, it's just that now that you're getting knowledge, you're going to see it. You're going to be able to identify. See, a lot of us have medicated our kids for years, saying, oh, you know, problem child, number 5, number 6, number, 7, and got to put them on medicine and got to spank them all the time, keep them in the corner, got them standing in the corner, nose in the corner, up on one leg, and we got to paddle them and all this kind of stuff. We're doing all these things because we're trying to beat an issue out of our kid that may very well be spiritual. So if you're doing spiritual work, it's important that you protect your children and also that you listen to them. See, the younger they are, they have not yet completely disconnected from the other side. They bring in with them this knowledge and information from whatever previous life that they live in. And previous lives don't mean that they might have lived here on this earth, and but it could be, they could be incarnating for the first time ever. Especially now, you have a lot of new souls coming to the planet, and new as in new to this earth, but they may be older than some of the souls that's incarnated here thousands of times. Okay, so new and old is the way we say it here is about how many times they've been here. Like, I've only been here 11 times, but I am a very old soul. I don't come often. I come only for a purpose. And it took me a long time to learn this. So when you're working with children, pay attention to them. Like my grandson, I can always tell what's going on in my room because it's funny. I'll be sitting there holding him, and sometimes I just walk past my room coming down the hall, and he'd be looking off in there like he looking for somebody, And then he'll come in the room, I'm holding him, he'd be like, And then I can tell when they just kind of get right next to me, because he'll be doing this, and then he'll be like, and then he look at me like, Grandma? And he's only 7 months, but he had this big eye look like, and so I know he's seeing something, because he don't do that in no other room in the house. No other room in the house. So pay attention to your babies. If they're having a lot of nightmares, if they're getting sick a lot, if they're having behavior problems and stuff like that, I mean, what it look like if we're doing spells and rituals and energy work for everything in the world and not our children? Keep them protected, keep them covered. At some point, I'm going to do a video about ways, different ways to practice protection, daily protection, things that you can do to protect your family. Some people out here got this theory that, oh, I just vibrate so high, I don't need protection, and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, there's just, I don't worry about it. And this is one fact. High vibrations do take you out of the reach of low-level energies and stuff like that. But if you have children, you know, you need protection around, because see, when you're vibrating highly and you're actually out doing what you were purposed here to do, you're going to make some spiritual enemies. Everybody not going to be cool. I mean, not even talking about people, but spirits not going to be cool with you coming in and interrupting what they have going on. They're just not. Okay, so get your babies, you know, if your children wear little necklaces like this right here necklace, it has, this is my onyx. I was telling a sister about this the other day. I was telling Crystal about it. I love my onyx. I think every black stone it is except jet, but I love my onyx, and I need some more. I call it my soul capturer. You can change the stones out based upon see if you guys can see that. See, it's expandable. These things are on Etsy anyway. They're like $1.50. Truth, okay? It was a time when I used to just want to be protected, like just cover me and don't let anything get in. But I had to realize sometimes we need to be taught a lesson. So in this, I said, you know, if someone is sending me, protect me from all negative energy, low level energy. And for those who are sending me that low vibrational energy, sending me hate, sending me all of that, I want you to pull all of that in, all the energy they're sending in, and everything else you can extract from them. Just pull it all in, transmute it, and save it for me when I need energy boost. It's never a time that I touch this stone that there's not energy transference. And I'm always pulling energy out of this stone, because it's always capturing and transmuting energy for me and saving it for me. And I've been in a situation where I was around someone, and I really kind of thought she was my friend until this stone got hot on my chest. We were sitting there talking about something, nothing really, you know, how just regular random conversation. And this stone was getting hotter and hotter and hotter. I was like, that's weird. And I even said, my stone getting hot, you know. And all of a sudden, I noticed that she wasn't feeling good. She said, oh, girl, I feel so sick. She was like, I feel weak and drained. I think I'm about to lay down. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go and let you go. I already know what the deal is, baby. Because I put this like that for a reason. It ain't nothing that'll teach you a lesson about sending negative energy and trying to hurt people that ain't done nothing to you quicker than when that stuff come back on you. I just wish she'll lose everything. I can't stand that. And then now, you know, your house is in foreclosure, your car gone, your kids gone, your husband, your wife gone, your health gone, your hair gone. You're like, what the hell happened? Quit sending out that stuff to people, and they ain't done nothing to you. I practice defense magic. I was practicing it when I didn't even know what it was. At that time, I used to just think I was a hell of a prayer warrior, because, baby, I used to pray some stuff. I would pray some stuff down on you, and it would work. And so I practice defense magic. And in my defense, if you come and attack me, when you come for me, I'm sending back whatever you sending at me. I want all of that plus some. I'm going to transmute that, and I'm going to send back to you what you just sent tenfold. Not just right back to you as you sent it. I want you to understand what's wrong with you practicing that kind of magic against me? You can do what you want to do with anybody else. Don't try it with me. That's my theory on that. So keep your children protected. Get them something like this. Get them, onyx might not be the best thing for a child. I would say black tourmaline or either obsidian. Obsidian is really good because not only is it protective, but it also works with your third eye chakra. So get something like that. You can get them some Dalmatian jasper. That's another one that's good for children. You know, amethyst to me works great with children. But keep your kids covered, you know. And if you do a lot of energy work in the house and they're always all over the place, you know what I'm saying, it might be good to get you some protective stones and put in the corners of your home, because you know the corners are where spirits enter and leave, and we'll get into that one day too. Let's see what I might have missed. Okay, how can we hear our ancestors more clearly? I remember one time I asked for a sign and immediately I heard birds chirping at the window. I didn't know if I was tripping or that was a sign I asked for. It was a sign. Often spirit communication happens through animals. In fact, me and Crystal was just talking about that. I think it might have been last night about there's a book, but I can't remember the name of it because she told me about it and I planned on getting it. But it talks about the different animals that they would use and what that could mean and stuff like that. So but Kendra, your ancestors are always around you. Like right now there are 3 women in your auric field, and they are protective too, baby. They got their guards up. You are definitely covered. And one of the best ways to hear them, like you know, if you have an altar, when you sit at that altar to pray or to just commune or even just to meditate quietly, you might want to just say, you know, I want to sit and talk with whatever ancestor you might know. Always be sure, guys, though, because this is the thing. This is something that people don't realize. Just because someone dies and they go across to the other side does not mean that they automatically become an ascended being. They don't automatically all of a sudden just become something that they wasn't in real life. Now, they may see some things that they didn't know existed on when they was on this side because they didn't spend their time becoming ascended or elevated or enlightened or whatever. But if they died in a horrible way, horrific way, they died in a lot of fear, they died in a lot of poverty, they died with all these different things, those are not the ancestors that you want to have working for you. Those are not the ancestors you want to call to you when you're seeking protection or different things like that, because whatever ancestors you call into your work or into your space, they bring with them whatever issues they may have also. So you always want to say, and I love how Rish DeTerra says it, you know, the more enlightened, elevated ancestors, you know, you're calling in those who have ascended, who have knowledge and different things like that. And we all have some ancestors that have ascended and have knowledge. They may not be immediate, but you got to think about this. From the beginning of time until now, you know, you go back, your mother, your mother's mother, we're just going through one line, just maternal, her mother, her mother, her mother, all the way back into the first person in your bloodline. That's a lot of people. And that's a lot of magic and a lot of power. The only time you want to deal with your ancestors that were traumatized and that kind of thing, and that was another thing I liked about Aphrodite Stone's meditation, is it's an ancestral healing meditation. So you're taking all of their baggage, you as the living person who has the sovereignty and the authority to handle it, and you're actually releasing that stuff to the universe to be transmuted, to be removed from your bloodline, from your legacy, and actually erased. Because here's the thing, well, I might not better go there because that's going to be a whole nother thing, but time is not real, it's an illusion. So what was, what will be, and what is, they're all going on at one time. So if you right now cancel out a bloodline curse, so to speak, it cancels it out for everybody throughout all time, and you have that authority because you're speaking for your bloodline. So that's the only time you want to deal with those that's not highly evolved. That's the word Rich used, highly evolved. Okay. Sometimes what you can do is pour libation and just sit quietly, and sometimes they'll come and they'll speak to you. Sometimes you could be doing stuff you're not even thinking about them, and you'll start getting these weird pricklings. Now that it took me a while to get used to that, where you could feel like maybe somebody breathing on your neck, or like all of a sudden your spine get heavy in certain places, you get tingles. It's like something is there. Instead of being irritated by it like I used to be, it's like, sit and be like, okay, I'm listening. When it's something about when you just tell ancestors or either spirits, okay, I'm listening. It's amazing how chatty they can be, because you know what? It's a lot of people on the other side of the veil, and they have nothing to do, because most of us just don't truly honor them, talk to them, or depend on them, or let them teach us anything. Ooh, okay, guys, I'm gonna see. We'll see about 10 more minutes. Okay. So yes, that was definitely the sign that you had asked for. Yes, Sarah, yes. That's exactly right. It is a level of protection. Yeah, black tourmaline is very, very powerful protection stone. I Out of my protection stones, I love my onyx because it does that thing for me. But out of protection stones, I love tourmaline when you just want the protection. Yep. Yeah, Kendra, exactly. They're definitely there, and it's a loving feel that they have of. It's as if and I didn't plan to do readings during this thing, but I do feel the need to let you know something you went through within the last year brought them into your life to protect you, because it was something that went on, and I'm not going to be too personal, but something that went on that tempted you to go backwards. It shook you, it hurt you pretty deeply, and during that time you felt more alone than you ever had, and they came as an answer to that pain that was in your heart, and they're there to protect you and to war on your behalf. And even right now there are people that's speaking against you. You don't even really know it. It's a couple people that you've talked to, but they don't have your best interests at heart, and they always have something negative to say, and they've been coming to you because all kind of stuff is going on with them. They don't realize it's your ancestors wearing their ass out. I'm just saying, pardon my language. They are wearing them out because of that two-facedness that's going on with them. It's a few people that are so jealous of you they don't know what to do, but they don't even know about what it's like for you when you're home alone. When just there are just times when you would probably rather be somewhere else, so you feel like you're not where you need to be and this and that, but you are elevating quickly. Okay, now tarot. Okay, I'll do that, and then I'll do the goddess thing. Okay, my thoughts on tarot. I didn't think it worked. I'm not gonna lie. But my daughter, Brittany, bought me a tarot deck, and I didn't even know at that time when she did it that they say you're not supposed to buy your own first tarot deck. I guess it don't really matter, but I happened to read that somewhere. But she bought me a tarot deck and gave it to me, and I was like, this is feeling real witchy. That's still when I was still kind of struggling with my Christian roots, and I'm not gonna act like I don't now. It's still sometimes I get into things, I be like, ooh, please don't let me be going wrong, because I'm all the way just to bust hell open. If hell real, I'm on my way. It's just like, please, please, please. But so she bought me a tarot deck, and I was like, I said, I'm gonna do a reading on myself. So I shuffled these cards up and everything, and it's the Walter Waite or whatever it is deck, classic deck. So I shuffled these jokers up and everything, and then I did my reading. I looked online for how you do the spread and how you interpret it. Man, it was so me, and it tripped me out. I was like, wow, how is this even possible? Turn around, I said, okay, I'm gonna try one on somebody else. Did one on my son, did one on Brit, did one for my ex, did one for a few people, and every single time on point. Every single time I was like, woo, these cards are something else. It would be times I'd be shuffling, cards just jump out. I was like, oh my goodness. Here's the thing with tarot. It's good to learn the traditional interpretations, but don't let that be where you stop, because you got to understand and remember, we're all very individual. We're unique aspects of the all or the source. Unique aspects. There's no other person that's exactly like you. So the tarot card, traditionally it can mean this, and you can look at that and say, oh wow, that's very accurate. Don't stop there. What you also want to see is how that card makes you feel. What inside you resonates with that card. When you look at it, what does it say? So that, and I mean, and that's another way to add to it. Now, a lot of people talk about getting maybe a book like this, or like, this is my magical journal, got the eagle on it. That's a Scorpio totem, and I love eagles. You can get you something like that, and every time you pull a card, you might want to learn 1 or 2 cards, maybe 5 cards a day, and you want to write down your impressions. Like, I'm looking at this hangman, and these are my impressions. This is what's coming up, or whatever. So that's how you learn even more so how it works for you. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I get doing stuff like, "Woo, this is kind of witchy." I ran from that, guys. I know it sounds so funny, but I mean, I've been called that since I was so tiny. I was too little to be a witch, so to speak. In my mind, I was thinking like, how can I practice magic? I don't even know what it is, and you just calling me witchy when I'm 4 and 5. But my grandma, it was something with her. I didn't know for sure, and I didn't believe it then, because I ain't never see her just really like working a root or nothing like that. But now that I'm on the other side of this fence, I'm like, oh, wait, that woman was something. Because I remember her doing this. I never knew why. I remember that black cat that almost got my neck broke because I wouldn't quit touching and playing with it. It was for Bassett. I remember these things, and all this kind of stuff. Like, she was a witch. And she did used to do some amazing stuff. Like, one time, I snuck out the house. And I was terrible, y'all. So I snuck out the house, me and my cousin. And we left. We had walked all the way. We was pretty good distance from home. And we was in the house. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay. We in there talking quietly. It's a big house anyway. And it was a knock on the door, and instantly something inside of me did like that. Like, it was like this feeling. And I said, I need to hide. I need to hide. I don't know why I felt like I needed to hide. And then dude went and looked. He said, it's your grandma. I said, oh shit. I was like, don't tell her I'm here. Dude, I had went and hid in the back room. Now, this house probably had about 10, 12 rooms, okay? I had hid in a back room, like right beside the bed, trying to get under there, but I couldn't fit. And all of a sudden, I hear my grandma, Nicole, bring your A-word out of here, because blah, 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 I already know you here. I'm like, how could she know? Donna, come on here. I'm like, oh, God. So I finally decided to come on out and everything. And I'm looking at him like, why would you tell her? She done snatched me all off the porch in front of guys by my nose, y'all. It was so embarrassing. And she had long gray hair. She was born with gray hair. That's that Indian, that Native American blood that was in her. But anyway, so the wind was kind of whipping a little bit, I guess. The dude told me the next day, he said, man, I didn't want to tell her. He said, but when I opened the door, I was paralyzed and I couldn't speak. And she was like, the wind was blowing through her hair, and it was like all the way out to here. And he said, and she was just like, where's she at? And all I could do was point. I couldn't talk. I couldn't even lie. I was like, I know, I get that way sometimes too. So she was working with something, okay? So so sometimes I get to doing stuff and be like, woo, that's out there right there. I know I'm all the way up in there now. I try to keep it like I don't say I do spells. I be like, I do energy work. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm growing into day by day. I'm not one of those people get on YouTube and act like, oh, I'm just a superstar. I know it all. I'm comfortable with this. I'm bossed up about it. There are still things about it that I have to deprogram, because you know what? This programming is way older, against witchcraft and all this kind of stuff, against wise women, against embracing your own power. This is way older than I am. It's way older than you and even our grandparents. This suppression has been in the land for a very long time, which leads me to the thing I want to talk to about goddesses, and then I'll probably let you guys go and enjoy your Friday evening. How do we book a session with you? Kendra, inbox me on Facebook, either my M Rain page or either my Lacresha Hayes Reno page, and and everything, and I'll let you know. But I do have a website. It's www.lacreshahayes.com, and it's mostly set up for coaching, and I need to get all of my spiritual services added and get it to where you can actually pay online. I just hadn't done it yet, but you can inbox me on Facebook and I'll book you and send you an invoice via PayPal. It's real simple, and generally they last anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. You can also book an hour if you want. Okay. Hi, Tiara. Oh, Tyshawn. Okay, I knew you looked familiar. Thank you for joining us today. Hi, Ben. Good to see you too. So the last thing I want to talk about, and this is probably the most important thing, for some of you who I've talked to privately, you know that one of my purposes in life is about raising goddesses. Now, I don't know if my sister is still on here or not, but I think let me see what her screen name was on here. Sorry guys, Eternal Fullness. She's in the chat room as Eternal Fullness. Okay, she was probably one of the first ones that I was able to pick up on, and this all happened as I was meditating upon my purpose, and I started counseling soul contracts and stuff like that, and getting rid of these different implants and all these different things that has happened to control us and keep us out of our divine power. Very strong goddess. Now, let me just say this. Every woman is not a goddess. We all are goddesses. You know what I'm saying? We're all divine. But I'm talking about a different level here. I'm talking about people who have DNA bloodline right to true divinity. Meaning, okay, once upon a time, gods and goddesses walked the earth just like they do today. The problem is with today, we're not taught to understand what it really is to be a god and a goddess. See, the source of all things is bigger than gods and goddesses and energies and deities and all of this. This is source. That stand alone all by itself. Everything that has ever been created, never will be created, belongs to source. Okay. Now, when you step down from that, you got gods, goddesses, angels, and demons, so to speak. I just call them spirits, because the only difference between really and truly, when you take Christianity and some of the primary predominant religions out of it and their teachings to bring that duality there, what you got is spirits, and these spirits have personalities. Some of them are very negative, some of them are very positive and helpful, and some negative spirits are very positive and helpful toward their own, just like some positive spirits are very negative toward those who attack their own. So, I mean, you got to enlarge the dynamic, because we have been greatly deceived. Okay. So, but there are people that are embodiments of the gods and goddesses walking the earth right now. Some of you, many of you, and I've talked to you about it, and have done readings, are the embodiment of a particular god or goddess or energy, higher energy. Now, that's not to say that, oh, that just makes you better than everybody else, but it damn sure do make you different. And pardon my language. It makes you different. It changes your struggle. It changes the things that you're going to have to overcome. And that's why some of you have never been able to be loved or accepted anywhere you went. It don't matter what you did. You done bent over, kissed ass, feet, and everything else. You done spent your money, spent your time, spent your energy. You just done gave out and ignored yourself completely, trying to get just anybody to understand you and love you. And the reason why they didn't and don't, you could just walk in the room, people who don't even know you just start type of thing, like, hey, you could feel that energy coming off of them. It's because of who and what you are. You know, now, I was telling a friend girl of mine, because I was telling her just a few days ago about her goddess energy, and see, this is the thing. Some of you that's on here, you probably have never heard me say this to you, because that's not your truth, and that doesn't make you lower than those that is their truth. In fact, you should be happy, because that's less of a struggle. We all are here with our own agenda or purpose. We all agreed to come here for some reason. Okay. So I was telling her about this movie back in the day. I was kind of young when it came out, called The Omen. And Damien was the son of the devil. He was the Antichrist. And and so the thing with Damien was he eventually at a certain point his dad was trying to kill him. You just can imagine being a baby and your family trying to kill you because they discovered that you're the son of the devil, but you didn't choose that. You just was born. It didn't have nothing to do with you, right? In your mind, because you're a child. And so he finally finds out who he is. Like, you're the Antichrist, you're the son of the devil. And he like, what? And he's traumatized, and he takes off out the building, and he runs out there, and he has this look like, why? Like, why? And he had been to church and all of that. That's the last damn thing he wanted to be, but that is what he was. So at the end of it, after he went through all that emotional breakdown and all that kind of stuff, it didn't change who he was, and he had to embrace it. Okay. So a lot of you have been so rejected because you may be the daughter, and let me say this when it comes to deities and energies. They have gone by many names and many embodiments all throughout time. Like, for instance, if I say you might be the daughter or the son of Mars, meaning Aries, or meaning the god of war, or meaning Ogun, or meaning, these names are not even really important. It's the energy that is really important. That may be who your father is. Okay. And so you have a very warlike energy to yourself, and you probably have been doing all kind of yoga, Buddhist, tantric, like, anything to just get rid of that. You can't. It is in your DNA. That's not something that you're meant to change and get rid of. It's something you're meant to learn to master. Okay. And so a lot of you have been in denial. It's like, you see spirits. You know that you have a gift of necromancy. You might not know what that word means. You might not know how to title it, but you know that you have laid hands on people that were supposed to be on their way up out of here and brought them back. Or you know that you can sense death anywhere. You don't even have to know these people, but you know when somebody's getting ready to die. You can smell it. It's in your blood. You might not like that, but that is who you are. Who are we to tell people that they have to be what's normal, or sitting on a dryer? I mean, who are we to tell a person that that's a horrible gift? You should be ashamed of yourself. And who are we to say that to ourselves? Like, oh, I shouldn't let people know. Like, I didn't like this medium thing, but all of a sudden I started getting bombarded. It was like I was on spirit speed dial. I was like, okay, wait a minute, y'all leave me alone. And then my sister talked to me the other night. We talked for a good little while, and she said, you just are. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. You're just going to make them fight with you and make your life harder by trying to deny it. It doesn't, because I was thinking, this is what I was thinking. It's like, oh, shoot, I done went in too deep on something. Open up a portal I ain't ready for. I don't want this part of it now. It's like, now how do I shut this part off and leave all of this? This part is easy. I like this part. It's kind of, nice and fun and cute, Yeah, I like that. I can do some healing and teaching some people and encouraging them to embrace their divinity and stuff like that. I don't want to deal with y'all dead folks and all these spirits and all this. Now, y'all doing too much. Just leave this out and keep this, and I'm good. But you are what you are. You can't piece it together and say blah, 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 blah. There are some of you who have the gift to control weather, and you do. It's inside of you. You be like, I was just saying I wanted it to rain, and it's raining. Or I was just saying that I want some snow for Christmas, and it wasn't nowhere in the broadcast. Some of us be like, man, the weatherman don't never know what you're talking about. Generally, they do. Maybe it was a divine interference, because this person with their wishing selves done wish some snow up on us. You know what I'm saying? So people do have gifts, and you being in denial of your gifts is only going to make you dangerous to yourself and to others. When I learned fully my gifts, I realized that, it made me more mindful of what I do. Because I'm a Scorpio sun, Aries moon. I ain't even got to talk about my ascendant. I mean, just them two together is a hell of a combination. That's something that should never be put together. In my mind, it's just like, why would you do that? Like Scorpio ain't hard enough and Aries ain't impulsive enough. You won't put that together. Like, yeah, you was on one that day. So I can be a son of a gun when I'm mad. The thoughts I can think. I mean, shoot, the stuff I've done, what I can think. So when I learned that I was able to do certain things to people without wanting to, or because I did want to, but without actually using my hands, it made me more mindful. Like some of you, you are a healer. You are a healer. Some of you are empathic. You stay feeling just like, oh, I ain't no good. When I woke up, I was fine. All of a sudden, I'm not. And you think you're bipolar. You popping all these pills, baby, for what? Killing yourself, destroying your stomach lining, destroying your body because you don't want to feel this. It's not going to shut it off. You can embrace your gift and make your life easier, learn about it, master it, or you could fight it all your life and be miserable, no peace, no power. When we don't embrace fully who we are, we become food for other beings to feed off of us. Because see, there are beings that are attracted to sadness or depression or confusion or chaos and drama. So when those things are active in our lives, we got to know that we have attracted that feeds off of that. Okay? When we are at a place of discontent or at a place of not knowing who we are, we're sending out those vibes and we're attracting these beings to us. Now, see, you can have all kind of problems already, but when you attract something that's going to feed off of that, they're going to keep that stuff going in your life. They're going to keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, because they need food. And you are a food source, and they will feed off you until you die. It's a reason why some people age well and others don't. And a lot of times we think, oh, if they club and party, and I used to club and party. I started clubbing and partying when I was, 13, 14? I partied hard, honey. Partied hard till I got in church. And then when I came out of church, I went right back to partying for about a year. Then I just stopped. So it ain't partying. I know people who have smoked crack for the last 25 years and they look good. I mean, it's a trip that every time I see this chick, I'm like, she still got her shape in her hair and her teeth. It's like, dang, she is an amazing crackhead. Not to be, to be demeaning her, but you cannot say that it's just lifestyle. Sometimes it's because of the inner war. Most of the times it's because of the inner war. Crystal went live earlier. She was dropping some real knowledge about all that stuff we store in our heart. It just gets compacted up in there, and you are building an atomic bomb inside of yourself, and it's gonna come out. It might first be your hair, it might then be your skin. You end up with acne, then all of a sudden you having problems with your stomach, and you having ulcers, you're having breast issues, you're having shoulders problems, joint aches, and you having bad eyesight, and you're just going through hell because you are not at a state of oneness within yourself, and that has to be done. That's something that I focus a lot on in my coaching. Okay, let me see what you guys have said, but definitely some of you are goddesses and you felt it before. It's been times where you sit there and you're like, I'm not like everybody else, and you feel like maybe I'm an alien, maybe it's something, but I'm powerful. I have the ability to do stuff. Like, I know I do, but you feel like I can't tell nobody. They're gonna think I'm crazy. It ain't about you telling somebody. It's about you embracing it. I am powerful. I am different. My father or my mother were, the mother and father of my soul were these beings, and these abilities are locked up in my DNA, so I'm going to put my focus on unlocking it. Okay? So stop trying to fit into this crazy ass society. I love being alive. I love the world. I think the world is jacked up, but jacked up or not, I love it. Because, the world is jacked up because as individual people, we're often jacked up. And so no matter how jacked up a person may be, if you can find the power to love them without them changing a thing, you have just made yourself one of the most powerful beings in the world, because it takes some strength and some control and some wisdom and some maturity to do that. And love them don't mean that you become victim to them. that you play games with them. Loving people is not giving people what they want or telling people what they want to hear. Loving people is telling them the damn truth, and sometimes walking away from them and letting them hit rock bottom without you, because sometimes that's what it takes for some people to get up. And if they don't get up, realizing that that's not your problem or your concern, because it's nothing you can do to save a person who don't want to be saved. I utilize my energy for people who want to change. I'm sure that it's a lot of people who watching my YouTube channel and they know me from when I was preaching and traveling. I laid hands on them and all this kind of stuff. A lot of people watch me, and it was the time they've had experiences with me where they was sick and I was able to lay hands and the sickness dissipated for good. Or all these kind of experiences they've had with me, but they don't want to make this jump with me. But then they love me and they feel like they owe me their friendship, which they don't. They don't owe me you don't owe me nothing, no matter what I do for you, because I'm not going to feel like I owe anybody something because they do something good for me. It's out of love that I reciprocate. It's like, if you show me love, I'm going to show you love. I'm going to show you love anyway, but I refuse to ever again be in prison to this idea I owe somebody something. And I don't want nobody in my life that's there just because they feel like they owe me something. But anyway, so I'm sure they watch this channel and they like, man, this girl, I don't know, like is she still the same teacher, but she talking about all this stuff, and now she telling people that they actual gods and goddesses, and not in the sense of the way they say the black woman is God or melanin makes you God. I'm not even talking about that perspective. See, all of these things there's levels to this, as they say. All of these things are, all here. I'm talking about for real. And I'm only talking to those who it resonate with. If it don't resonate with you guys, just let it roll off your back. Okay, now I'm just really gonna scroll back up, guys. See what I missed before we get ready to get out of here. Oh, Crystal, thank you for informing me, sis. You're welcome. You are a powerful woman. I mean, it's a lot of people that's been in your life and a lot of people in your life, and they don't even know what they got sitting right in front of them. If they did, they would be so grateful. They would thank their lucky stars, as they say. Okay. Ben macking in the chat room. I see you, Ben. Hey. Vegan nurse, you gonna make me cry. Tears are cleansing and healing. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we need a good cry, because that when we release those tears, we're releasing the last of the blockage that keeps us from fully embracing who we are, the powerful being that we are. And even in your power, sometimes you're going to cry tears because the love you feel for others. You can love the hell out of somebody who don't love themselves, and it gets them nowhere. And that's a sinking feeling, but it just comes with this 3D reality. Tierra said, people keep calling me priestess. I have no clue what that means. Even in my dreams, I'm referred to as such. What does that mean? Okay, priestess, back in the day, they used to build temples to these various gods and goddesses. Like they might have a temple to Apollo. They might have a temple to Athena, or they might have a temple to Oya or Oshun or whoever. And these temples were maintained by the high priest or the high priestess. And this person would be the person that was the person that the deity actually communicated with, the person that could summon the deity, call down the power, who had that opening, what provided that portal for the people to communicate with whatever deity they were worshiping. So a priestess is someone who is in communication with deities and able to relay messages back and forth, and even to channel them, and that kind of stuff. Valerie said it's lonely. You know what? In the beginning, it is lonely because you hadn't had time to change your circle, but over time, it gets a whole lot better, because your spiritual team will actually find you, and then you'll experience something that's so much better than what you've ever had before. Because see, most of our relationships are built upon lies. Most of us are just not who we are ourselves. Even when we're trying to be very authentic, we're very mindful that these people are only going to go so far with us. So anything past what they would do, we kind of suppress. We've taught Crystal actually hit on this today in her video. And guys, you be sure to click on her name and stuff and go like her channel and follow it. She's just starting her channel, but I'm gonna tell you something, that's gonna be a very powerful and popular channel. And also look up Oshun Auset Ma'at. That's OSHUN AUSTET and then MAAT. Look her up too, because Crystal is a bad girl. Okay, join the group Witchy World, and I also love the group The Witches Brew with Daisy Latifah October, I think is her name. So you know, who you put yourself in alignment with is gonna help you a lot to grow and become and develop. Sierra Fernandez has probably been one of the biggest blessings I've had lately. She's always with these ideas, and she's so very encouraging, and she don't know that she came into my life at a time where I was just kind of starting to say, okay, I'm just going to kind of come out the closet a little bit, and I'm going to go forward with this as the spirits are leading me to do. And sometimes I used to just feel like I'm gonna lose everybody that I know, and people, I'm not gonna have anybody. And she came in, and I mean, she's been there for me from the day she came in to this day. She's there for me every single day. So she's really great to connect with. Again, Eternal Fullness. She is on Facebook. I can't remember that name though, but if she's in here, you could put your Facebook. You guys connect with one another. We're family. Everybody that's here, I consider you family. I don't even have to know you personally. You're here for a reason though. You was drawn here for a reason. And so you guys connect with one another and love one another. I love Valerie. She writes to me all the time. She looked at one of my videos one day and she wrote me immediately, "You look tired. Are you okay? Relax. What you need," type of thing. It's good to have people like that in your life. Yeah, Valerie is talking about how sometimes you be trying, you wonder why you don't have a lot of women friends in your life, and then every time you look around, people coming to you with their problems, not ever considering that you might have problems too. It's a lot of people who are taught to take, 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 take. There are not a lot of people teaching to give. I'm a giver. Okay, in the past 2 weeks, I've approached maybe 5 people because I know that they need to be writing. And I know that if I was to approach them to write and I tell them, hire me as your writing coach, then they'll feel like I'm approaching them with an ulterior motive. So I offered my services. I will give you this service. Now, my writing coaching can cost anywhere from $599 to $1,000. Okay, and I'm giving you this. I'm gonna give you my time. I'm gonna invest in you. I don't want nothing from you. You ain't gotta acknowledge me in your book. You ain't gotta give me nothing. You ain't gotta send me nothing or nothing. I just want to push you, because all of us have experienced people who come and they like this. I use these 2 stones. I got my dumortierite. I probably ain't say that right, but oh well. And my lapis here. So they'll come like this. They'll be offering you something like, take this, take this, take this. But all the time, they're really there to get everything they can. It's like they have ulterior motives. And we have been damaged by people approaching us with these ulterior motives. And sometimes we just need somebody who comes saying, hey, I'm going to help you. I ain't going to charge you nothing. I don't want nothing from you. I just want to see you great. And you know what? I happen to be one of those type of people who can do that, because my whole point in this life is to leave a hell of an impact. I want a deep ass crater size impact. So pardon my language. So I want to help as many people as I can. Money fickle. It's just paper really. We need it because it's how the world is set up. But it's not my highest motivation. And I hope you guys don't let it be your highest motivation, because there are some things more powerful than money. I'm going to tell you another thing. I went to prison in 2015. I got out last year. I did 10 months in prison. I was sentenced to 6 years. It was all behind being in a dysfunctional relationship. When I got arrested, the day that I got arrested, I put it on Facebook. I mean, I'm going to be gone for a year, y'all, that type of thing. The people that was calling the jail and the prison and writing and owning, I mean, they was writing the parole board, they was writing the Supreme Court, the judge, everybody. I mean, they was like on these people. I mean, the warden had to call me up there and say, you can't have fan mail in here. And all these people can't be calling and checking on you. This is not your luxury hotel. You know, like I live like that or something. This is not a luxury hotel. You're not on vacation. You're in prison, blah, blah, blah. I was like, who are all these people? But as I started getting out my mail, I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I could have had $10 million. It wouldn't save me from going to prison. Okay, and it wouldn't have comforted me in there. But the love of people, the way they did, the way they came through for me, the way Jesse stood up and Angela stood up and my son stood up and said, we're not going to let you lose your business. We're going to keep your business going no matter how long you gone until you get home. The way they did that kind of stuff, the love that they poured out for me, the way they missed me and they wrote on my Facebook page and all that kind of stuff while I was gone, that's priceless. I don't care what you say. Touch people and love people truly, and you'll have the most satisfying life in the world. Lord, been being macking hard, y'all. I think been being a troll, but it's all good since he being friendly and giving women compliments. Welcome, Ben. A woman can never get too many compliments. People deserve to be loved. Okay. I didn't know your husband was an Aries. Woo, that's that fire. Lord, don't need to get y'all too riled up. This boy. Yeah, that's dangerous. Scorpio is a very dangerous sign, and Aries not too far behind. But Scorpio is very loyal and loving too. Our emotions run deep. We just have a stoic outer appearance, and so people will say that person is cold. It ain't nothing cold about a Scorpio. I can tell you that for a fact. We're very protective, very loyal. We'll go to the ends of the earth and lay down our life in a minute for a friend, let alone family members. If we love you, and we ride with you 10 toes deep for life. Just don't slight us or try to mess us over. Tiara, I didn't know you were a past life regression coach. Girl, I just went through some past life regression, and I've seen like 2 or 3 of my lives, but I kind of want to get some more of that done. We're gonna have to hook up. Oh, a Libra married to a Virgo. Interesting. Very interesting. So, you know, wow. That's very interesting. Because Virgo's got that perfectionist thing, and Libras is all about balance and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that you balance him out quite a lot. And you like nice things, and probably so does he. So you guys should do well financially. You should do very well financially. Let's see. Oh, is it offline, y'all? I hope not. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll some more. Scorpio moon. Oh, you got, Libra with a Scorpio moon. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah. I bet you have a very interesting life. But that means that you're able to delve into the deep things, and it also means that you can see people's secrets. You are not a surface dweller at all. Scorpio is all about the deep and the mysteries of life, and we'll uncover them. That explains a lot. Past life regression, I know you're good at it. I know you are. Capricorn, husband is an Aries. Wow, these Aries men. You know, I love Aries men. I never dated no one. Both of my worst heartbreaks was Aries men. Boy, tell you, we just couldn't get along though, because I couldn't control my Aries moon. It's just a little too much fire altogether. So it's good. Capricorn is actually my ascending sign. And the stability and hard work of Capricorn. Capricorn, you're gonna find success before you leave this plane and this body. You're gonna find financial success. I'm talking about. You're gonna get to a place where you'll be wealthy. Capricorns, sometimes they go the hard route, which makes a lot of sense with some of the things you went through. But when they go that hard route, when they're established. They generally don't fall off. And Aries brings that fire, that impulsiveness, Yeah, Aries is a powerful sign. Yeah, I like that. Love and war. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Okay, so um Aries rising. Interesting. You have a Gemini sun and moon. Wow. You know, Gemini is that's interesting because Gemini is the sign of the twins. Oh, okay. You have Libra rising. Okay. Gemini is the sign of the twins. And so Gemini is either going to be completely off balance, or sometimes the key with Gemini is to balance itself out. With you having Libra rising, oh baby, you a powerhouse and don't even know it. Your Gemini sun and your Gemini moon could represent the two sides of that sign, because Gemini is a sign of duality. And your Libra rising is a sign of balance, So to balance those two out makes you very powerful. And I'm assuming that balance is something that you've sought all your life that's very important to you. So so you just have to tap in and figure out how to work your magic that you were born with. Okay. Capricorns. I love Capricorns. I really do. They're a very solid sign. Earth signs, everybody needs an earth sign in their life. Everybody needs some grounding. And Capricorns are grounding. Like I said, they go through some stuff. Their way is hard, but they survive it because they were built to last. Okay? That's the thing. When you're a Capricorn, you can say, I was built to last. Okay? So anyway, guys, I did this a lot longer than I intended to. It was really fun hanging out with y'all and everything. And now somebody knocking at the door. Hold on a second, guys. Come in. Probably can't hear me. But hold on a second. Aubrey, come get the door for me, babe. I'm about to get off live. So anyway, guys, it was really, really fun hanging out with you guys. If you guys want to book a session, get with me on Facebook, either the M Rain page or the Lacresha Hayes Rayno page. Oh my, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you was in the tub too. All of us just doing something different. And if you need some guidance about anything, just let me know. Be sure to comment, below this video, because as soon as this is over with, I'm gonna repost this video and everything, so you guys, the people who missed it or maybe came in late, can go back and see the front of it and all that. If you have anything you want to see me do a video about, I really love you guys. Go be blessed. Deuces. Now I gotta figure out how to end it. That's crazy, y'all. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna figure out how to get out.